Okay, so coming into the final round, I was playing white against a fairly stronger opponent, and it was a really interesting game that I won. So I was quite delighted about it because with this win, I got third, 5.5 out of 7. So it's quite a nice result. Actually, it's a shared second, but because of the tie breaks, I think it even went down to tiebreak 3, which is number of wins with black, and I only had one game and he had 2 games, so I was third. But anyway, let's look at this game. It was a Sicilian. I was predicting Sicilian or a French before the game. Sicilian was more likely, I thought, and he played it. But the surprise came on move 2. I was thinking he would play g6 because I saw 2 games of his. He played g6, and this is the only variation he played before. But he played knight f6, which is actually a surprise, but it's not a big surprise because knight f6 and d5 are the 2 main lines, so it's even more main than g6, so it's fine. So e5, knight d5, knight f3 first, and then he played e6, and then this I wasn't very sure, but I know it's d4. And then he took cd, and here I think b6 I didn't know at all. I was expecting d6, which is the usual follow-up, but he played b6, which I forgot what to play against. At first, my first instinct is to play bishop c4. But actually, I was thinking after bishop c4, bishop b7. The bishop is not really doing much on this diagonal, and I thought, it's not like I'm going to take anyway, so I didn't play bishop c4. I played bishop d3. I thought maybe this diagonal is better. He played bishop a6, which actually was a surprise to me. I was thinking he would play bishop b7 nonetheless, because to get this diagonal for himself, but he didn't do that. He played bishop a6, which is actually somehow the main line, and I castled because I just castled. I didn't think much before this move. I played bishop e7. After a small think, he played bishop e7, and then here I played knight c3. But I was thinking if I should take on a6. Like, for example, if takes, and then knight c3. Maybe here take. Maybe this one. Like, comparing this position to this position. Like, which one would I want? And I wasn't really sure. So I didn't take. I just want to keep the tension. Because I really like this idea of queen d3 with the tempo. Like, if he takes on d3 at any moment. So I played knight c3. And he took. Not really. I don't really see another option, to be honest, because I'm threatening to take and destroy his pawn structure. Knight b4, not really doing much, because like I can just kick you away. Like if knight b4, maybe take here first, and then not sure what the knights are doing. So I think, yeah. So this is not very good. So he took, and then he traded again. So he traded 2 sets of minor pieces. Yeah, and then he played d5, which is I was expecting d6. Like this is the usual thing, and then to which I'm probably play bishop f4. I think. Yeah, I was planning bishop f4, and then if he takes, I'll take with the knight. But he played d5, which I thought was a little bit funny, because as I said, I was expecting this. I was not expecting, but I know that he might play the French, and if he had played the French, like something like that, this pawn structure without the c pawn though in that position, and also not the b pawn. Like I was comparing this position, like this pawn structure, not this position, but this pawn structure to this one, and I think it's a better version for him because the b pawn is missing, so the c3 is weak, and also the light square bishop is already traded, which is the bad bishop for him. So I think all in all, if I keep the structure, I don't think it's good. Like I don't really like it, and also I don't know how to play it, to be honest. So that was my thought in the game, and so I took on d6. But also an important thing of my decision is I saw that after it takes, and let's say bishop takes, there's knight g5 I was going to play, and then knight e4 coming very quickly. And so, like for example, how do you play here? Like knight c6 or knight d4 maybe, and then knight d7, then knight e4, bishop where e7, let's say, queen g3. Like I don't really, I quite like this position for me, to be honest, because he cannot really easily castle, and I feel like the king side initiative is quite good. And I think, if anything, I will win the bishop pair quite easily, like castle, like here, bishop f6, and maybe I'll take queen takes f6, and then bishop e3, or bishop g5. I don't know. I felt like bishop was stronger against the knight, but somehow the computer doesn't think so. Actually, maybe bishop e3, but still the computer doesn't like it. But not sure. Maybe it's because of the weakness. Maybe. Or maybe it's a bad bishop. But okay, anyway, that was my thought. So with that in mind, I took on d6 instead of leaving d5, the pawn on d5. So he played queen d6. I guess he also saw a similar motif. He spent quite a lot of time here thinking bishop d6 or queen e6. I guess he saw something with knight g5 that he didn't like. So he played queen d6. And here I missed a move, which is bishop to a3. And I think actually it's quite interesting because after the game I ran this whole game into the chess.com review mode, like game review mode, and it doesn't spot bishop a3. It's really interesting. Like it suggests the best move is 95, I think, without like him. It just missed bishop a3 as a whole. So I guess I should forgive myself for missing this. Maybe that's, oh yeah, it's on depth 29, so definitely can spot it. But of course, during the game, after queen d6, I saw many ideas. First one being knight g5, definitely, because after knight g5, as I said, my logic was that if I got this trade, it's good for me, right? So of course I didn't mind. And castle is not possible because h7 is hanging with mate. And next move, knight e4, knight f7, or even knight h7, if the line is right. So let's say a castle we mentioned. So let's say, I don't know, knight d7 or something. Then, maybe knight e4. And I don't know, I quite like it. And maybe queen f3, actually. I like queen f3 also. And then bishop f4, knight e4. It looks very good for me at that point. But I guess it feels like the problem is the c3 weakness, and it's very difficult to hold the pawns. But also, apart from knight g5, I was also thinking about queen e4, because the rook is hanging, right? So queen e4, but he has queen c6, so, and there's no tricks like knight e5 or something, or knight g5 doesn't really work. So with that in mind, it doesn't help at all. And actually, if you spot queen e4, then you could see bishop a3, like if you work your way back, because bishop a3, queen a3, and then queen e4, and then the rook is hanging. So actually, do you see, like when I just played bishop a3, it's like when I just played bishop a3, it like the bar was like hit, like got a hit first, and then it went up. Like, okay, you can't show it anymore because we already ran the line. But anyway, but okay, I guess the stockfish here is stronger, and the chess.com one was just, maybe it's just a blind spot. I don't know. But anyway, I didn't spot bishop a3, so here you lose the exchange because there's no way of saving it. And even if you don't do anything about it, and let's say you go, I don't know, queen d7 or something, then we just trade. The point is you have to allow the queen to lose control over c6, and there's no trapping the queen on a8 because this diagonal is so open and you don't have light square bishop. But anyway, I played knight g5. He played h6 after a very long think, which is a bad move. Knight f7. I saw it before he played it, but I was just, trying to confirm that it's right. I think he also saw it before I played it. He was just trying to keep his composure. So knight f7, king f7, queen f3, bishop f6, queen takes a8. So here I'm up exchange, also up a pawn. I play queen e7, and I think the safest approach would be queen f3, because you don't want the queen here. You might trap it or something. But I decided to play bishop f4 because I don't want any attacks go on the king side at all. For example, something like queen f3, maybe like g5 or something. Like, I don't want to calculate if I can fend off this attack. I just want to trade the knight here, because I think without the knight, it should be fine. So I play bishop f4. This forces a trade here, basically. The important motif is the rook is hanging, so you can't even do discoveries or go knight c6 and trap the queen. This is very sad. So that's why g5 was an idea, because you also defend the rook. But anyway, here after bishop f4, queen c8, and I just took. Here I calculated this. Like, I mean, of course, I know, he knows, I'm completely winning, but he still fought on for a very long time, and I think it's also interesting. Of course, it was fun during the game to just, continue playing a game that you will win. Like, you are winning. But you also have to be careful, right? So here, queen b8, of course, is an idea. Like, if you want to force the queen trade as well, then you might as well play queen b8. Because here, like, if you don't even want to play this one, which is totally winning as well, then maybe if you want to keep the queens, you play bishop b8. I wanted to see what he would play, actually, so I play bishop b8. I don't want to force things. So I just want to take. And if he did something else, like, I don't know, because he can do something else, like, I mean, I don't know, maybe, actually, I don't even know what exactly might that be, but I just don't want to play queen b8 for some reason. I just thought, if he really wants to trade queens as well, then he'll do it. Like, he'll have to make that decision. I don't want to force him. Just let him calculate, right? So I played bishop b8. I also calculated queen a7, of course, but I don't want to allow the knight out, as I said. So this was out of the question. I just traded queen b8, queen b8, considered f4, because I don't want to face e5. For example, if I play a4, maybe e5. I don't want to complicate things. I want to keep it very simple so that I can win And also this pin is very, you know, it's lurking in the background, and also some kind of background mate is also in the air. I think it's important to notice what tricks he might have when you're winning to like slowly ensure the safety of the position, and then you try to push. Actually, not even to push because you're already are winning. But anyway, I want to play like a4 is a very cool move. I think just fixing things, trying to. Um, but I played rook b1. I know there's no rush. Also, I don't want to play f4 because I don't want to commit to anything yet. I just want to play simple chess and risk free positions. Rook c8. What else? Like rook c1. Like rook f c1, of course. Uh, yeah, and then king e7. So after king e7, apparently he's coming, and I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll come over as well. And I calculated like the following line. Here, if king d5, king d3, and I gain the opposition just in time. And here I will be very happy. The king is on light square. Everything is on light square. This rook is not, but you can easily move it to a light square. The pawns don't matter. I can just put them on light squares anytime soon. So you play rook c4, trying to attack a2, but I didn't really buy it. I just played king d3. Rook a4, which makes the rook very passive actually, because I can just defend. And this rook is almost this rook will be here for another 20 moves on the a file. Rook rook a3, rook b3. So I think the thing you keep in mind is in an endgame like this, and you're even up a pawn, you're not even down a pawn. He doesn't have passed pawns, really. If you trade rooks, you can sure win. Like it's a sure win. There's nothing at all. So here maybe there are still some tricks. You know, you want to play for pins or something, or like I don't know, like play to win a pawn back or something. But if you trade rooks, if you manage to trade rooks, I think it's just completely like resignable, like completely resignable. I mean, so basically here, I was just trying to trade rooks, and I thought of this line, to play rook b4, and then trying to come in. Also remember that like there's no rush at all. You can always wait. Like you can always try different things. I played rook a3. If you played something like rook a6 or something, maybe I'll play a4. And then king c4 or something will come, and then I'll force a rook trade. If not, he'll just have a cozy time on a6. So rook a3, king c4. Uh, the idea is to play. Let's say he plays. I don't know. Let's say he just waits. G5. Then rook b3. Oh, sorry. Rook b3. Rook a4, and then here you trap it. Almost like rook a5 and back. But then anyway, a4 will come, and there's no square here anyway. Like if you leave the a file, there's also ideas of rook a3. So basically, it's just gone. But I think I could have dealt with it faster. But I was just thinking while I was doing this plan because I know it can be bad. Like maybe he'll make a mistake and get his rook trapped, but whatever. Anyway, rook b4, b3, king c4, bishop e7, rook b5. There's a very cool line here. If I played something like rook b3, let's say rook's here. Let's imagine this line. King d5 is mate. This is a line I saw. This is very very nice. Like if you play rook a5 king before, and you move the king to give mate. That's really a cool line I saw. But anyway, of course I won't do that. Rook b5, bishop f6, king b4, rook a6, a4. Like the plan is to play king b3 and then rook a2 and then a5. Rook h5 first. Because I don't want to, like, I saw some tricks. This rook might be a bit trapped, especially if you play something like g6, some very smart move, controlling the whole rank, and then, like, I just want to get rid of all possibilities. So king d6, g4. Here, I don't want to move. I don't want to go for this plan anymore. I thought, okay, the rook is trapped. Maybe if I can get a pass ball on the queen side, it will be dumb. Done for him. Also, this very funny line, bishop g5, h4. If g6, you can just take, and then here, you win. So you can even do that because the rook is so stupid here. So I just played g4. Start with g4. The reason I start with g4 is because I don't want to start with h4, because actually I don't have a clear reason. I think I don't know. Yeah, it feels better to have the rook on h3 as a concept, so just so I don't have to calculate any lines. King e7, f4, king f7, rook b5. Yeah, just bishop e7, king b3, bishop d6, rook f2, king e7, h4, bishop c7. Here, the thing is, I want to play f5, but I saw this line f5, like maybe just some bishop g3 in the air. So I just thought, okay, let's just keep everything there. Rook f3, bishop d6, f5, go, f7 takes, rook e3. If you go here, you can enter and win the bishop. And yeah, so king f7, rook f5. And here I understood that I'm not making a pass pawn immediately, so I just play h5, because here there are some mating nets right now. Like, if the king is on h7, and like any rook h8 will be mate. So this was my idea. So I was planning to double up on the 8th rank, even though it's not so easy actually. He played b5. Finally, the rook can come out. So rook b5, bishop f4, rook f3, bishop h2, c4. There's no clear way to infiltrate on the 8th rank. Like, I just play c4, and then c4, like c4, d5, c5, and I'll just march to pass pawns. So this was the game, which is quite cool. I think there's also another tactic I would like to show. Okay, here, after bishop e7, rook b5, not really a tactic, but yeah, an idea is also to double up on the e file and target the e6 pawn. So his bishop cannot stay here forever. He has to come back anyway to guard e5 as well. And also the rook on the 5th rank also guards against any e5. So this was the thoughts during the game, and all in all, very cool game. Knight f7 is of course the star move. On bishop a3 I could have spotted, but I think it doesn't matter. I think the game also lasted like almost 3 hours, like two and a half, and a bit more. But anyway, it's cool, and of course very delighted to win 3rd in the HK Open, which not many people joined this competition, because some went to join the Olympiad, but I think it's still an achievement, definitely, and sure, yeah, it's quite a cool experience. And also the score, 5.5 out of 7, is really not bad. Losing in round 5 or 4, I don't remember, and drawing that very sad game against that opponent where I was up a piece, and so it's quite a shame. But either way, I think it's not a problem, and I will just continue. I'll see if there are any more classical events, but anyway, um, really happy about it, and maybe I'll do some Puzzle Rush in the future again. So yeah, anyway, see you later.